Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we sit around and we wait. We wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect moment. And while we wait, life is moving, time is ticking. And that dream, that goal, that fire inside of you, it's flickering, dimming, dying a little each day. Not because you don't have what it takes, but because you're letting laziness convince you that tomorrow is good enough. Let me tell you something right now. Tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is a luxury. You think time's on your side. Time doesn't owe you a damn thing, not a minute, not a second. Time is like a train. You either get on it or it leaves you behind. And if you're standing still, if you're hesitating, if you're scrolling and sleeping and making excuses, you're letting that train pull out of the station without you. Laziness is a liar. It whispers to you. Tells you it's okay to take one more nap, says it's all right to start Monday, says you'll get serious next month, next season, next year, but next becomes never when you live by lies. You gotta wake up right now and understand, your future is being stolen by your comfort. Yeah, I said it, comfort is the enemy. Comfort is what keeps you in bed when your ambition is knocking on the door. Comfort is what wraps you up in warm blankets of mediocrity and tells you to stay a little longer. Comfort is seductive, it's easy, but greatness lives on the other side of discomfort. You gotta be willing to sweat, to bleed, to get up and do what's hard even when nobody's watching. Especially when nobody's watching. You want results, but you're scared of the work. You want success, but you're allergic to effort. Nah, that ain't how this works. You gotta kill your laziness like it's trying to kill your purpose. Because that's exactly what it's doing. Laziness don't come dressed like a villain. It comes dressed like your friend. It comes disguised as rest, relaxation, self-care. And don't get me wrong, rest has its place. But rest without discipline is just surrender in disguise. Rest without intention becomes retreat. And retreat ain't the path to dreams. That's how dreams turn to dust. You ever wonder why some people rise while others fall? Why some people soar while others crawl? It's not always about talent. It's not always about intelligence. It's about grit. Hunger. Relentless movement. The people who make it. They've declared war on their own laziness. They made a decision deep in their gut that they would not let comfort steal one more day of their destiny. You think your laziness isn't costing you? Look around. Look at your bank account, look at your health, look at your relationships, look at your mental state, look at the things you've been saying you'll do for years, and still haven't done, that's the cost. The longer you feed your laziness, the stronger it grows. The harder it becomes to move. It's like weights strapped to your feet. Every time you choose comfort over progress, you add another pound, and then you wonder why it feels so hard to get up. Why it feels like something's holding you down. You're holding you down. But here's the good news. If you built that prison, you can tear it down. If you fed that weakness, you can starve it. If you let yourself drift, you can choose to swim. You can flip the switch right now. You can make a choice to stop letting your feelings control your future. See, feelings are liars too. You don't feel like working out. You don't feel like writing. You don't feel like studying. That's cool. Do it anyway. You don't need to feel like it to be excellent. Discipline is doing what you don't feel like doing because you know it must be done. You think lions wake up and check how they feel before they hunt. Nah, they wake up hungry. They wake up ready. You gotta live like that. Wake up hungry, wake up driven, you got a dream, then prove it. You got potential, then show it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. You want to kill your laziness? Start by taking action, before you feel ready. Do the work, before you're motivated. Show up, when it's hard. That's how you train yourself. That's how you build the habit. You want to change your life. Then change your routine, change your habits, change your mindset, because what you repeat every day, that's what you become. Don't wait for a sign. Don't wait for inspiration. Don't wait for the stars to align. The sign is that you're alive. The inspiration is that you woke up. The alignment is the fact that *** you have breath in your lungs and a fire in your soul. ***, but fire needs fuel. Passion needs effort. Talent needs hustle. You think the universe is gonna hand it to you just because you want it bad enough. You better get up and *** work for it like it's life or death. *** because in a way, it is, you got one shot at this. One life, no do-overs, and if you waste it letting laziness pilot your ship, don't be surprised when you crash into regret. Don't cry when the opportunity passes you by. Don't act shocked when somebody else gets what you were too lazy to chase. I don't care if you're tired. I don't care if it's been hard. I don't care if nobody believes in you. That's not an excuse. That's fuel. Let it light the fire in you. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it ** wake you up. ** because while you sleep on your goals, somebody else is grinding on theirs. While you scroll, somebody else is studying. While you chill, somebody else is building. And life don't care about your excuses. It only pays out to those who ** earn it. ** you think it's too late. It's not. You think you've failed too many times. You haven't. You think you're too lazy to change. You're not. You just need to decide, right here, right now, that you will not let laziness rob one more moment of your life. You were not born to be average. You were not designed to be lazy. You are wired for greatness. But greatness don't just show up and knock on your door. You got to chase it down. You got to run toward it like your life depends on it. Because it does, get angry at your laziness. Get mad at the way it's held you back. Let that anger fuel you. Let it wake up something inside of you. A part of you that's been sleeping. A part of you that remembers who you were before the doubts set in. Before the excuses, before the comfort, that version of you that was hungry, that was wild, that believed anything was possible. You gotta bring that version back and feed it, water it, push it because it's still in there. Still alive, still fighting, and it's waiting on you to say ** enough is enough. ** enough sleeping in, enough I'll start tomorrow, enough just this once, enough I'm too tired, you've been tired long enough. Now it's time to ** get tired of being tired. ** tired of feeling behind, tired of knowing you could be more but settling for less. You want to kill your laziness, then ** starve it. ** starve it of time. Starve it of excuses. Starve it of company. Don't hang with lazy people. Don't surround yourself with the unmotivated. Their energy will become your energy. Their mindset will become your mindset. Cut them off if you have to. Protect your grind like it's sacred, because it is. And when you don't feel like it, ** move anyway. ** when you want to quit, ** push anyway. ** when nobody claps, ** work anyway. ** you're not doing this for applause. You're doing it because your life deserves it, your future demands it. Laziness will give you a quick hit of pleasure, but it'll rob you of a lifetime of pride. It'll hand you comfort in the short term and pain in the long term. Don't fall for it. Don't let your emotions vote. Let your discipline lead. Let your vision drive. Let your future self look back and say, thank you for not giving in. Nobody said it would be easy. But I promise it's worth it. The pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. And if you don't choose your hard will choose you. So rise. Rise in the face of fatigue. Rise in the face of doubt. Rise even when it's dark, especially when it's dark, because that's when champions are made. That's when warriors are forged, and that's who you are. If you choose to be, but you gotta choose every single day. Every single hour with every small action, not with big talk, not with loud promises, with consistency, with commitment, with sweat. That's how you kill laziness, one decision at a time, one step at a time. Until one day you look back and realize it's dead, and in its place, asterisk asterisk power, purpose, progress. Asterisk asterisk, so don't wait, don't hesitate, asterisk asterisk move. Now, asterisk asterisk, if you want me to turn this into a voice style script like a performance script or break it into parts for pacing and delivery, I'd be happy to help. Laziness doesn't show up in your life with a warning. It doesn't kick down the door screaming, "I'm here to destroy everything you care about." No, it sneaks in, quiet, subtle, comfortable. It tells you to relax a little longer. It says, "You've had a hard day, you deserve to do nothing for a while." And while you're resting, while you're scrolling, while you're binge watching that show, it's growing stronger. It's tightening its grip. It's making a home in your habits, in your thoughts, in your identity. And you don't even realize it until the damage is done. The scariest part, laziness doesn't feel evil. It feels safe. It feels justified. It feels like relief. But deep down, there's a voice inside of you that knows something isn't right. It knows you're capable of more. It knows that you've let too many hours slip away, too many days, weeks, years. And the scariest thing isn't that you're not where you want to be. It's that you're not even trying anymore. Not because you don't want it, but because you've let laziness dull your hunger. Dreams don't die in big, dramatic moments. They die slowly, quietly, piece by piece. They die every time you hit snooze instead of rising early. Every time you say tomorrow instead of now. Every time you choose what's easy over what's right. Dreams die not because they weren't possible, but because laziness kept you from giving them the attention they needed to survive. And here's the truth. Laziness feels good for a moment, but it always comes with a cost. That cost might be invisible at first. You might not see the results right away, but slowly your skills start to dull. Your fire starts to fade. Your potential begins to rot, not because you lacked talent, not because you lacked opportunity, but because you chose comfort over commitment. You chose ease over effort. You ever wonder why you're stuck? Why things haven't changed? Why you're still in the same place year after year, talking about the same goals with no progress? It's not fate. It's not bad luck. It's not because the world is unfair. It's because you let laziness build a nest in your life and didn't have the courage to burn it down. Laziness will lie to you. It'll convince you that small things don't matter, that skipping one workout isn't a big deal, that procrastinating on your goals is harmless. But success is made of small, invisible choices stacked on top of each other day after day, and so is failure. Every skipped step, every wasted moment, every ignored opportunity, it adds up. Eventually, your laziness becomes your lifestyle. It becomes your story, and what's even worse, laziness never stays small. It spreads. It leaks into your relationships, your work, your health, your confidence. The more you avoid, the more you fear. The more you delay, the more overwhelmed you become. And then you start believing the lie that maybe you're just not good enough, that maybe your dream was too big, that maybe you weren't meant for more, but none of that is true. You just gave laziness too much power, and it rewrote the story you were supposed to live. Laziness doesn't just steal your goals, it steals your identity. You start to see yourself as someone who doesn't follow through, someone who's always tired, someone who never quite makes it. And that's the most dangerous part, when you start accepting that version of yourself. When you settle for being a shadow of who you could be, when you forget that greatness was always in you, waiting for you to rise. There's nothing wrong with needing rest. There's nothing wrong with taking a break. But there's a difference between rest and retreat, between recovery and surrender, and too many people use rest as a mask to hide their fear, their laziness, their lack of discipline. They say they're taking time, but really they're wasting time. Time they'll never get back. Time that could have been used to build something lasting, something real. You weren't born to coast. You weren't built to blend in. You weren't created to sleepwalk through life. There's something unique inside of you, something the world needs, but it will never be seen, never be heard, never be felt if laziness keeps you silent, keeps you small, and the clock is ticking. Every day you wait is a day lost. Every dream deferred is a dream at risk. The people who make it in life aren't always the smartest, the most talented, the most connected. They're the ones who show up, who keep going, who push past the temptation to do nothing, who understand that motivation is temporary, but movement creates momentum. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They act, they build, they grind, because they know the cost of laziness is too high. You see someone winning, and you think they're lucky. You think they had it easier. But what you didn't see were the early mornings, the lonely nights, the sacrifices, the battles they fought in silence. The voices they had to silence, especially the one inside that said you can't. They fought off their laziness like a disease, like a thief in the night, because they knew it was after their purpose. If you want something real, you have to earn it. And you can't earn it by wishing. You can't earn it by sleeping through opportunity. You earn it by showing up when you don't feel like it. By moving when every part of you wants to stay still. By reminding yourself every single day, I'm not here to waste time. I'm here to leave a legacy. And laziness has no place in legacy. It has no place in excellence. It has no place in destiny. You were not created to be average. You were not put here to be idle. You have a mission, a calling, a reason to rise, and laziness, it's the enemy of all of that. You want to change your life. Kill your laziness before it kills your future. You want to be proud of who you are, then be stronger than the urge to do nothing. Be louder than the voice that tells you to wait. Be relentless in your pursuit, because the dream is possible. The life you want is possible. But only if you're willing to do the work, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's boring, even when nobody's watching. Every time you move, every time you choose action over excuses, you're taking your power back. You're reclaiming your dream. You're building a version of yourself that laziness can't touch. And the more you move, the less space laziness has to grow. Feelings are temporary. They shift, they fade, they lie. 1 minute you're motivated, the next you're drained. 1 minute you're ready to conquer the world, the next you don't want to get out of bed. And that's exactly why discipline matters. Because discipline is what you fall back on when your feelings disappear. Discipline is the engine that keeps moving long after motivation has run dry. It's the voice that says, do it anyway, even when you don't feel like it. Too many people let their feelings lead. They let emotions dictate effort. If they don't feel inspired, they don't create. If they don't feel strong, they don't train. If they don't feel happy, they don't show up. And that's how potential dies, because feelings are unreliable. They're weather, beautiful one moment, stormy the next. But discipline is the foundation. It's the rock. It's the muscle you build through repetition, through routine, through doing the right thing over and over again, whether you feel like it or not. Think about the days when everything feels heavy, when your mind is cluttered, when your energy is low. That's when most people fold. That's when they say, not today. And they call it self-care. They call it listening to their body. They call it taking time. But deep down they know it's avoidance. It's giving in to weakness. It's letting emotion hold the wheel. And when you do that, your goals start slipping away inch by inch, decision by decision. Discipline is not about ignoring your feelings. It's about not bowing to them. You can feel tired and still work. You can feel scared and still move. You can feel unmotivated and still show up. Discipline is choosing purpose over pleasure. It's choosing progress over comfort. It's understanding that the life you want is on the other side of consistent effort, and consistent effort is rarely convenient. People talk about passion like it's the key. Passion is great. Passion lights the fire. But passion is unpredictable. Some days it burns, some days it doesn't. You can't rely on fire that flickers, but you can rely on discipline. You can rely on habits. You can rely on structure, and when passion returns, and it will, you'll be ready. You'll already be in motion because you didn't wait, you didn't stall. You didn't need to feel good to do good. Discipline teaches you who you really are. Anyone can work hard when it's easy. Anyone can push when the sun is shining and the music is loud and the mood is right. But who are you in the dark? Who are you when it's cold, when it's early, when nobody's watching and nobody's clapping and everything in your body says no. That's when discipline shows up. That's when character is built. You want to be great. You want to stand out. Then stop waiting to feel like it. The people who win don't wait. They act, they move, they execute, and then the feelings catch up. They don't depend on emotion to make decisions. They depend on commitment. They've already decided who they are and what they want, and that decision drives everything. That decision becomes the standard. Feelings are excuses in disguise. You say, I'm too tired. But discipline says, do what you can. You say, I'm too busy. But discipline finds a way. You say, I don't feel ready. But discipline takes the first step anyway, because discipline doesn't need perfect conditions. It just needs a reason, a why, strong enough to overcome the noise of the moment. You ever wonder why you keep starting over? Why you keep losing momentum? It's because you're building your actions on feelings. And when those feelings fade, so does your effort. But if you build your life on discipline, you don't have to start over. You just keep going, maybe slower, maybe smaller, but still forward, always forward. Discipline makes you dangerous because it makes you consistent, and consistency is a superpower. You don't have to be the most talented, the smartest, the fastest. If you're consistent, you'll outlast almost everyone, because most people quit. Most people wait for the mood to be right, but discipline doesn't care about mood. Discipline shows up every single day. And that's how greatness is built. Not in a burst, but in a rhythm. Some people say, I'm just not disciplined. That's a lie. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you train, like a muscle. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every time you choose the hard thing, every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're reinforcing the identity of someone who follows through, someone who finishes, someone who doesn't break under pressure. That's how you build self-respect. That's how you build confidence, not by talking about what you're going to do, but by doing it, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. There will be days when everything feels wrong, when the plan falls apart, when the motivation is gone. Those days are not the enemy. They're the test. They're the proof. They're the moment where discipline stands alone, without emotion to carry it. And if you push through those days, you separate yourself from the pack, because most people won't. Most people retreat, but you rise. You rise because you don't serve your feelings. You rise because you're loyal to your vision. And what's crazy is, the more you act with discipline, the more your feelings start to shift. Action changes emotion. You don't wait to feel strong. You act strong and the strength follows. You don't wait to feel focused. You act with focus and clarity comes. It's not backwards. It's not feel then do. It's do then feel. That's the secret. Every successful person you admire didn't get there by coasting. They built discipline like a religion. They sacrificed the easy path for the better one. They did the boring stuff, the unglamorous stuff, the behind the scenes grind that nobody claps for, and that's why they shine. That's why they win, because they earned it when nobody was watching, and you can too. But only if you stop treating your feelings like they're the truth. Feelings come and go. They don't define you. They don't determine your destiny. Your decisions do. Your habits do. Your actions do. And every time you override your feelings with discipline, you take control. You tell yourself, I lead this life. Not my mood, not my fear, not my fatigue, me. You have everything you need. You have the strength. You have the fire, but it has to be directed. It has to be disciplined, because power without discipline is wasted. Potential without structure is lost, and greatness without consistency is a fantasy. So you get up, you move, you act, not because you feel like it, but because you decided to, because your future matters more than your feelings, because your vision matters more than your comfort, and because you know, deep down, that nothing worth having is built on how you feel. It's built on what you do, over and over again, with discipline, relentless, non-negotiable discipline. Comfort is a liar. It tells you that you're safe, that you're fine, that you've done enough. It whispers in your ear that you've earned the right to relax, that pushing harder isn't necessary anymore, that staying where you are is just being smart. But what comfort really does is freeze you. It stalls your progress. It keeps you locked inside a version of yourself that's miles away from the person you were meant to become. Growth doesn't live in comfort. It lives in the stretch, in the strain, in the tension between where you are and where you're supposed to go. Every time you choose comfort, you turn away from growth, because growth doesn't feel good. Growth burns. Growth stretches you past what's familiar, and that's exactly why most people avoid it. They say they want to get better. They say they want success, but the moment discomfort shows up, they back off. They start negotiating with pain, looking for the easy route, the shortcut, the loophole. But there's no growth in shortcuts. There's no transformation in staying where it's easy. Comfort feels good now, but it costs you later. It delays your development. It weakens your resilience. It lowers your standard. The more you choose comfort, the more uncomfortable the truth becomes. The truth that you're not living up to your potential. The truth that you're playing it safe. The truth that you're settling. And eventually, that comfort becomes a cage. A silent prison you built around yourself with every choice to stay soft, stay small, stay safe. You ever feel like something's missing, like you were meant for more, but you can't quite reach it? That's the edge of your comfort zone pressing against your ambition. That's the part of you that's tired of settling for average. And if you don't break through that wall, if you don't start choosing discomfort on purpose, you'll spend your life wondering what could have been. Regret is what comfort leaves behind. The people who grow, the people who rise, the people who lead. They live outside the comfort zone. They've trained themselves to seek discomfort, to chase the hard things, to walk toward the fire instead of running from it, because they know that's where the real change happens. Not when you feel ready, not when things are easy, but when you're stretched, pressured, challenged. That's where character is built. That's where strength is forged. You have to get tired of being comfortable, tired of playing defense in your own life, tired of watching others grow while you stay stuck. Growth requires a level of honesty that most people can't handle. The kind that says, I've been coasting. The kind that admits, I've been avoiding the hard stuff. The kind that's willing to look in the mirror and say, I'm not where I could be, not because I'm not capable, but because I've been too comfortable. And this isn't about burning yourself out. It's not about running on empty or grinding until you collapse. It's about choosing the hard path on purpose because you know what it produces. It's about leaning into the challenge because that's where the growth is hiding. Growth lives in the reps you don't want to do, in the conversations you're afraid to have, in the early mornings, in the late nights, in the discipline of doing what others avoid. Comfort will tell you to stay quiet, to stay still, to avoid the risk. But nothing changes until you do. Nothing moves until you move. Comfort keeps you on the sidelines of your own life. It keeps you watching instead of building. It keeps you wishing instead of working. It keeps you talking instead of acting. And the more you give into it, the further you drift from your calling. You weren't made for comfort. You were made for more, for challenge, for growth, for greatness. There's a fire inside you that can only be fed by action, by pressure, by discomfort. And if you keep numbing that fire with comfort, it'll go out, not all at once, but slowly, silently, until one day you look around and realize you've been living the same year over and over, calling it a life. The people who grow are the ones who do it scared, who do it sore, who do it uncertain. They don't wait until they feel ready. They start. They move. They fail forward. Because growth doesn't care about perfection. Growth only cares that you're willing to step beyond what's known, that you're willing to break your routine, to challenge your patterns, to disrupt the comfortable rhythms that keep you ordinary. Comfort is the drug, and growth is the withdrawal. It hurts, it shakes you, it strips away the excuses, but what's waiting on the other side of that pain is everything you've been praying for, the strength, the confidence, the freedom, but you have to earn it. You have to bleed for it. You have to walk through the fire when everyone else is walking away. You ever notice how the best things in life usually come after discomfort, the workout that leaves you sore, but stronger, the difficult decision that scares you, but sets you free, the uncomfortable truth that stings, but wakes you up. That's not an accident. That's the process. That's life showing you that anything worth having requires discomfort. So if you're feeling resistance, good. If it's hard, good. If you're scared, good. That means you're in the right place. That means you're growing. The only time you should worry is when everything is too easy. When you've stopped sweating, when you've stopped stretching, because that means you've stopped becoming. Comfort tells you you've made it, that you can take your foot off the gas. But if you're still breathing, you're not done. There's still more in you, still more to give, more to learn, more to build. You weren't designed to coast. You were designed to climb, and the climb is always uncomfortable. So stop praying for easy. Stop hoping for a life without struggle. Start embracing the grind. Start welcoming the resistance, because that's the proving ground. That's where the real ones are made. The ones who keep going when it hurts. The ones who stay disciplined when it's boring. The ones who get stronger every time they get stretched. Comfort will steal your urgency. It'll rob your momentum. It'll keep you quiet when your dream is screaming. Don't let it. Wake up, move, break your patterns, chase the hard thing. Because on the other side of discomfort is the version of you the world needs. Not the safe one, not the lazy one, the bold one. The strong one, the one who refused to settle. The one who kept showing up. The one who grew, no matter what it cost. Thinking won't save you. Wishing won't change you. Hoping won't move you. The only thing that can transform your life is action. Raw, relentless, consistent action. You can talk about your dreams all day. You can plan, journal, visualize, manifest. Do all the pretty little rituals that make you feel productive. But until you act, until you put motion behind that intention, it's just noise. Empty promises whispered to yourself in the dark. Action is the only cure. Action is the only answer. You're not stuck because you don't know what to do. You're stuck because you're not doing it. Most people already know what needs to be done. The problem isn't clarity. The problem is execution. The problem is waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the fear to go away, waiting to feel ready. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment. Readiness is not something you wait for. It's something you create by moving, by doing, by stepping into the unknown again and again until it becomes familiar. The longer you wait, the heavier it gets. The task doesn't get easier. The fear doesn't shrink. The doubts don't disappear. What changes is you. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you chip away at the wall. You gather proof that you can. That you're capable. That fear doesn't get to have the final word. But none of that happens until you move, until you start, until you take that first imperfect, shaky, uncomfortable step. Some people spend their whole life on the runway and never take off. Always preparing, always planning, always getting ready to get ready, but they never launch, they never leap. They never act, and then they wonder why they feel empty, why they feel like something's missing. It's because action is the fuel of fulfillment. Doing is what gives life meaning, not thinking, not talking, doing. You want confidence, act. Confidence isn't built by sitting around thinking about how to be confident. It's built by doing the thing you're scared to do and proving to yourself that you survived. You want clarity, move. Action creates clarity. You won't think your way into the perfect plan. You'll stumble into it through trial and error. Through momentum, through motion. Clarity lives on the other side of action. People say, but what if I fail? And the answer is, so what? You'll learn, you'll adjust, you'll grow. Failure isn't the enemy. Inaction is, regret is, the slow, quiet death of watching your potential rot while you stay frozen. The pain of what if is always greater than the pain of falling short. You want to change your life. Then get up, do the reps, make the call, send the email, start the project. Hit the gym, take the class. Apply, launch, begin. Your dreams are waiting for you to move. They're not going to beg. They're not going to chase you. They're sitting right there, behind the wall of your excuses, your fear, your hesitation. And you knock that wall down with action. You tear it apart with movement. Not massive, dramatic gestures. Just consistent forward motion. Brick by brick, day by day, one step after another, and no, it's not going to feel comfortable. Action rarely does in the beginning. It's clumsy, it's awkward, it's uncertain, But comfort doesn't change you. Comfort keeps you soft, keeps you small, keeps you silent. You grow when you move through the discomfort, when you embrace the awkward phase, when you're willing to look like a beginner, to feel foolish, to be vulnerable, and do it anyway. The voice in your head that says later is not your friend, it's a liar, it's a thief, it's the sound of potential dying, because later becomes never, and never becomes regret. The only way to shut that voice up is to drown it in action. You can't outthink fear. You outwork it. You can't outfeel doubt. You outdo it. Action is the cure. It always has been, and here's the thing. Action compounds. One small step leads to another. One rep leads to a set. One set leads to a routine. Momentum builds. Identity shifts. You start seeing yourself differently. Not as someone who wishes, but as someone who works. Not as someone who talks, but as someone who acts. And once you start stacking those actions, even tiny ones, they snowball. They create a force that becomes almost impossible to stop. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It's a spark, not fuel. It fades, it lies. What lasts is action. What transforms you is showing up when you don't feel like it. Doing the thing even when it's boring, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Because that's when it counts. That's when it rewires your brain. That's when it tells your soul, we're serious about this. And don't confuse movement with progress. It's not about being busy. It's not about filling your day with distractions. It's about focused action, purposeful action, the kind that moves the needle, that takes you closer to the goal, even if it's just an inch. Don't wait for the whole staircase. Just take the next step. Don't obsess over the finish line. Just win the day. Just win the moment. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to start. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. You don't need to know how it's going to end. You just need to begin. The rest will reveal itself as you move. Doors will open that you never saw coming. Opportunities will show up that weren't there when you were standing still. The world responds to action. Life bends toward those who move, and here's the brutal truth. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to drag you out of bed. Nobody is going to force you to write the book, build the business, fix your habits. That's on you, always has been. You either become the hero of your own story, or you stay the victim of your own inaction. And the difference between those two people, action, one acts, the other delays. One moves, the other waits. You don't need a miracle. You don't need perfect timing. You just need to act over and over again until the resistance fades, until the fear quiets, until the hesitation becomes habit. Your life changes when your behavior changes, period. And your behavior changes when you stop thinking about what you want and start doing something about it. Action is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. It's the path, it's the proof. It's the only thing that separates the people who dream from the people who live their dreams. And the good news, you can start right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Because if not now, when? If not you, who? There is no perfect plan, no guaranteed success, just effort, just work, just motion. Every second you hesitate is a second lost. Every excuse you make is a step backward. Every delay is a betrayal to the future version of you waiting on the other side of your effort. Don't make them wait any longer. You've got the vision. You've got the potential. What's missing is the movement. So move, do, build, create, push, begin again and again and again until action becomes your nature, until momentum becomes your language, until your life looks like the thing you once only imagined. Because the truth is simple action is the only cure.